Okay, so we're going to do the bonding basics and practice problems page. This is what it looks like, and let's go ahead and look at the first section. In this part, I'm giving you the words and I want the formula to go with it. So remember, you need to show all work. So all of these steps, not just the answer if you want credit. Now, magnesium is an Mg, and if you look at the periodic table, up at the top of the column with Mg, you see that it has a +2 charge. Oxide is oxygen, which is O, and it has a -2. If you look at the top of the O column, you'll see it has a -2 charge. Now, when the positive and the negative cancel each other out, there's no crossing over, so you just put it together. So it's going to be MgO. You'll notice the G is lowercase and it's together. Now, let's take a look at number 2, lithium. Lithium is Li, and lithium has a +1 charge. Look at the top of the column, it says +1. Bromide is bromine, which is Br, and it has a -1. Once again, a +1 and a -1. Cancel each other out. No need to cross over, so just put it together. So the formula is LiBr. Calcium nitride. Calcium is Ca with a +2. And nitride is nitrogen, which is N, and it has a -3 charge. Now, a +3 and a -2 don't cancel each other out. So, in this case, you are going to cross it over. I'm going to take the 2 and put it here, and the 3 and put it here, and ignore the signs when I do the crossing over. So my formula is Ca3N2. Number 4, aluminum sulfide. Aluminum is Al, and it has a +3. Sulfide is sulfur, which is S with a -2. +3, -2, don't cancel, so I've got to cross it over. I'm going to move the 3 there, the 2 there, and my formula is going to be Al2S3. Potassium iodide. Potassium is K with a +1. Iodide is iodine, which is I with a -1. +1, -1, cancel each other out. No need to cross over, just put it together, and you end up with Ki. Make sure you get the capitalization right. Take it from there. That's all it is. Now, this work that I showed you, you have to have it. You just can't skip to the answer if you want credit for it. Now, let's take a look at the other side. Now, this is easier. Take it and look at the two things. What is Mg? That is magnesium. Magnesium. And then S. S is sulfur, but I'm not going to say sulfur. I'm going to take the end of it and change it to ide. So it's going to be sulfide. K in number 2 is potassium. And I think I spelled that wrong. Bromine is Br, but I'm not going to say bromine. I'm going to change it to bromide. So it's going to be bromide. On the anion, the negatively charged part, you always take it and change the ending of it to ide. So nitrogen becomes nitride. Phosphorus is phosphide. Sulfur, sulfide. Oxygen, oxide. Fluorine, fluoride. Chlorine is chloride. Just take the last part off and change it to ide. And don't do that with the positive part. Now, let's take a look at number 3. Ba is barium. Now, I don't need to worry about the 3 and the 2 because that tells me how many there are, but it's not part of the name. And then N is nitrogen, but I'm not going to say nitrogen. I'm going to say nitride. Al is aluminum. And O is oxygen, but I'm not going to say oxygen. I'm going to say oxide. And then let's take a look at 5. Sodium. Na is sodium. And I is iodine, but I'm not going to say iodine. I'm going to say iodide. Remember, take it and end it in "ide" if it's the anion negative part. Okay, let's take a look at the back page, or the other part of the page, the bonding basics. So let's do chlorine. Chlorine's atomic symbol is Cl. The total number of electrons in chlorine is 17. I know this because it is an atomic number of 17. Now, out of those, chlorine has 7 valence electrons. Look up at the top of the periodic table I gave you, and it'll say 7Ve. Now, if you've got 7 out of 8 electrons, because remember, the reason the bond is to get to that filled outer shell. So if you've already got 7 out of 8, it's much easier to find 1 than it is to lose 7. So I'm going to gain 1. And then the oxidation number is a fancy way of saying the charge. And chlorine has a -1 charge because it gains 1 electron. Now, magnesium is Mg. Magnesium has 12 total electrons, and it has 2 valence electrons. Now, you're trying to get to 8. It's either going to gain 6 or lose 2. It's much easier to lose 2. And if it's going to lose 2, it's going to have a +2 charge. Remember, the fancy way of saying charge is oxidation number. There's plenty of videos out there to help you with this. Remember, show your work. You need to show that intermediary step. Otherwise, you will not get credit for it.